All right, I know. It's been a lot of negative news with the Cowboys, and we are in that sad spot right now with the organization, the front office being bad boys with paying off this and paying off that, and of course, the season didn't end the way we wanted to end, and some people at this point we are looking to run off from the Cowboys, and it's just a lot of bad news, right? That's out there, and very very small positive news. Now we can do our review and say, man, Parsons, bright light, right? Parsons, very bright light. And of course, Trayvon Diggs, even with his success, there's been a lot of negativity with Trayvon Diggs about yards given up and he's not elite and things like that. And it goes all the way back to these things right here. You don't need an elite guy in every category. And that's been the battle cry. Is this guy elite? Will the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl next year? I just want us to play and perform at a high level. I just want us to compete. And that mentality starts this off season. They need to really refocus and look at everything. The head coach, of course, he got his back against the wall, right? Will he stay here for 2023, 2024? The biggest picture the Cowboys need to worry about is the now moment, right? The absolute now moment. And that is taking it one day at a time and have this mentality that it's us against the world. It's us against even the fans that's angry, upset, mad at the world. And trust me, even I tend to fall on that negative side. You know, I started to look back at most of my videos and I'm sitting here like, man, I'm angry. I'm upset. Right? And we can start micromanaging every player. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. Oh my God, the offensive line. And we can come to the conclusion that these boys are not playing up to the level that we want them to play at. Kellen Moore. And anytime we try to circumvent things, of course, people will say, you just giving excuses. Well, this is Mike McCarthy's third year. And one can argue that every year he's been here as the coach, we improve, right? And we still had the Garrett-isms in the building. Every year he improved. So I'm looking at it like this. Even within the confines of Jimmy Johnson, hey, he didn't win the Super Bowl his second year. And I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy is Jimmy Johnson. But I do know that it takes time. And we can look at Sean McVay and they just made it to the Super Bowl and won it or what have you. But that's not his first year coaching there, right? And we see that organization, they made a lot of moves to move this around, to move that around, to get this there and to get that there, right? And when we look at the actual other team, the Cincinnati Bengals, I know that's their quarterback. Joe Burrows, Joe Smooth and everything. He didn't do it by himself as well, right? That team was built. Not overnight. But their expectations wasn't Super Bowl or bust. And they made it to the highest of the stage there. But we shouldn't be complaining and whining about what we got because of what they got. And I'm quite sure at the end of the day, regardless, even though the last time we lifted up a Lombardi trophy was in 95-96 season, their organization, their fan base never know that experience. They don't understand what it will feel like to lift that Lombardi up 5 times. And shout out to those who witnessed all 5 Super Bowls, but I come here to tell you, the moment is still visible to this day. And I've witnessed only 3 Super Bowls being lifted up. and I can still remember and recall those days. So neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. How do we get out of this funk? I've been looking at some film on some guys, and I'm going to tell you, Derek Stingley, oh my gosh. That's my pet cat right there. If the Cowboys somehow find a way to get him, oh, y'all know I love defense. And it's a dream, because it's a dream if the Cowboys can find a way to get him, and I doubt it if he drops all the way to the 24th spot. Shout out to my guy, Voch Lombardi. He said gun under the seat guy. You know, he literally will have to have a gun under the seat, show up into the combine loaded with some other stuff in order to drop all the way to the 24th spot. That's just wishful thinking. Nevertheless, when we look at everything, even if I look at, let me look at my list here. Evan Neal, tackle from Alabama. My goodness. If you're talking about improving on that offensive line, him or Akeem from North Carolina State, NC State. Oh my gosh, man. Those boys. Somebody will be there. Somebody will be there of that caliber around the 24th pick. Not saying it will be those guys, but we can look at the positivity. This is what the draft brings, right? Devin Lloyd, if you guys like him. 6'3", 235. My God. If you look at his tape, you'll say, yeah, I like him. Nakobe Dean. You got a Christian Harris. You know, you got all of those guys that could be there at the 24th pick. And I'm not saying that you grab any of those guys. But Tyler Lindenbaum. We look at our current situation as it relates to center play. And we can all say to ourselves, yeah, center need to be improved on, right? Tyler Lindenbaum, the best center in this draft, athletic enough. If the Cowboys utilize him in the right way, can be beneficial to this team. Or don't sleep on Kenyon Green. My goodness. You talking about a big boy inside that can help. As far as from a mentality aspect on your O-line, remember, the game is won and lost down in where? Can somebody help me out where the game is won and lost? Yeah, down in the trenches. And, of course, your edge guys. Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau. You got some guys that will drop at that 24th spot. Not all of these guys will be gone. Now, Jermaine Johnson, he's a situation that we can do the exact same thing like we did with Parsons, like with the 24th pick. And if you look at the draft board and you still see him there, you could probably trade back just a little bit to get him and pick up an extra pick in the second, right? Just a little bit within the confines of the first round draft, because I believe he would still be there in the later first round. Defensive tackles. Y'all know I love the ideology of picking up a big body like a Jordan Davis. And the Cowboys, I believe in the hearts of hearts that they will do the right thing. But let's not sleep on Padarian and as well as Devontae Wyatt and DeMarvin Leal. Let's not sleep on those guys, because I believe that the Cowboys will address the interior of this defense. They will. And of course, when we talk about defense in general, whether it's linebackers, interior guys, or safety play, I just believe that the Cowboys will make the right decisions as it relates to this defense, especially in the first few rounds, right? And, of course, any of these safeties. This may be a unique situation because the safety room is good, like Daxton Hill, Jaquan Brisker, Kyle Hamilton. Not all of those guys going in the first round, right? And I know the second round, where we're picking at, in order to dance, because we're picking so deep in the second round, we may have to move up to get some of these guys. But my goodness, I can only close my eyes and imagine if the Cowboys somehow pick up a Kyle Hamilton. Oh, it'll be crazy. And of course, Jaquan Brisker. I know for sure that our guy Parsons would love to see him out there on the field. And of course, Ahmad Gardner as a DB for the cornerback side of things, and Roger McCleary. All of those guys can play a pivotal role on this team. We just have to figure that out when it's time for those things to occur. But we shouldn't be shooting ourselves in the foot during this off season. We shouldn't. And I mentioned this before. When you look up the LA Rams roster and what all that they did with the Willing and Dillon, they are not light years ahead of us. They're not. I believe if we were to play the Rams this season, like this past season, we would have gave them a run for their money. We would have. So let's not look at it like Matthew Stafford is light years ahead of Dak Prescott. Please, guys, don't go down that road. Please don't do that. Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback, but he's right in the same wheelhouse of Dak Prescott. And I know, do he have a stronger arm? Yes. He's been in the league for 12 years, right? Or going on 13 years now. He dealt with his warts, right? And there were plenty of Lion fans saying, we can't wait for him to go, right? So just be careful what you wish for. All I'm saying is everybody need a complete team around them and a scheme that can work. And I'm quite sure the Cowboys looking at everything and they saying to themselves, all right, cool. Let us figure this out too. And I know it's been the old punching bag. It's been 27 years, Law. You know, I get that, right? I absolutely understand that. But we're fighting. And at the end of the day, let's find a positive out of it. Let's positive into this thing. So post me your thoughts, post me your concerns. Who do you really would like for the Cowboys to draft? PVO all day, every day. And understand, too, when the negative news hit, Law is going to talk about it, right? But there's always a bright light. There's always a positive view of things, too. Now, Cowboys, just being 100 with you guys, just being 100, without Rich Dalrymple, we may see more of these type of things hitting the news, right? Leak information. And although the information was about Dalrymple, he was a wizard of hiding stuff. He'll make stuff disappear, right? So now, whoever the new PR guy going to be, he better work his magic. He better be the Wizard 2.0 to make things disappear. Because think about this. Think about this. That information never leaked to any of the beat writers, the insiders of the $2.4 million that was paid to the cheerleaders. You would think that news would have seeped out. A little storyline, possible, somebody, anonymous report in 2016 or 17 or 18, somewhere between that time frame. Somebody should have at least sneak out a little information. But that stuff was kept hush hush. So this thing is deep. Shout out to Rich Dalrymple. Although he was the guy that he was talking about with the peeping Tom scenario. But shout out to him. Cowboys, I hope this next PR guy can cover up some good stuff. Or cover up that stuff the best way possible. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Cheer up, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's go.